WITSON.
It is the CIC menu, obviously, and you have full functionality of that screen there. So obviously you would normally control it as you would with the iDrive pedal, and to simply go over to the Android screen, you either press the touch screen, which is a quick way of going through, or just simply hold down the menu button, which is between the iDrive, and that takes you over to this system here. It is our latest Android 13 model. It does come with the Snapdragon processor. It's the top of the range processor. It's a 665 or 662 processor, sorry, which is the Qualcomm. As you can see, it's really quick and responsive, as you would expect with all our systems. Now, a lot of tat on the market, so the question we always get, is there any lag on these systems? The reason, no, because you tend to stay away from a lot of the cheaper variants. So if you want to go and pick up a unit on eBay for £200, then obviously you're going to be compromised with obviously the quality entails inside. Being a company in the UK, we give our own 2-year warranty with it, which is, and also lifetime support. So the warranty is with us, it's not with the manufacturers. So a lot of people tend to pass the buck to the manufacturers. We won't do that. So obviously if you have any issues under the manufacturer's warranty, again, they pass the buck to China. We don't. You get a UK fully governed licensed warranty, which is obviously will stretch further afield to worldwide. So obviously if you're in the EU or further afield, then obviously we are covered, and you get lifetime support. Now what that basically means is any issues beyond a 2-year warranty, firmware updates, help with the system, and also optimize it, all that type of stuff, we're still here for you. So obviously you're not buying into the Icebox Auto brand. So I'll just give you a little bit of a video on the functionality of the system. You're probably quite familiar with a lot of our systems anyway. It does come with a SIM card input, so you can give it an internet connection through a SIM card with data on, or alternatively you can connect it to hotspots on your phone. You can put any maps of choice on there. At the moment it's got Google Maps here. This is an online app, so obviously it does need an internet connection to support it. This is why you're probably not getting any maps coming up at the moment, just because it needs an internet connection. We're obviously just finishing off the install now, so we haven't done that. But also you can download any maps of choice like Waze, Copilot, TomTom, all that type of stuff onto the Play Store. From the Play Store, should I say. Okay, your music app. So if you want to put your, let me just load it down. It does work with the steering wheel controls, which I'm doing in the background. This is just the MP3 player app, which basically you can put your music onto a pen drive, a USB pen I want to call it, and play all your music through there, as applies to videos too. So you can also put your videos on a pen drive too and all. Let's have a little look. There you go, that one there. So you can get your videos on there too, which are like a full HD screen. Resolution on it's really good, but I don't think there's let me see if there's any dummy videos on here. Sometimes there is. There you go. So there you go, there's your video set up there. So obviously you can put all your pen drives on a music and films on a pen drive. You can customize these, so if you wanted to buy bring, say the, let's have a little look, bring the CarPlay, the Android Auto app, you can customize these, so you can move these along like so. Oh dear, 1 second, let me just put the car engine on. Systems, if the car engine's on, it tends to go off after a couple of minutes after the sleep mode. Yeah, so just going back to this, you can customize it and move things along if you want, like so, and you can do that there if you wish. Okay, so going back to this here, you can change like the fonts and stuff like that. See them going in different colours, so you can change these font colours and stuff like that. So this car info app here takes you back to the original screen, just as I showed you before. By holding down the menu button to go back over it, you can simply also press the touch screen and that'll take you back over to there. Okay, there's your phone there. Now obviously this is where you can do your phone calls through, but again, if you're going to be using the CarPlay, the Android Auto app, your phone calls will go through that there. At the moment we've got them set up to the CarPlay Android Auto app, which I'll show you in a moment. There's a dashboard here, so this little weather app's quite nice. So basically that'll change depending on where you are, but again this needs an internet connection to do that. So this here says MPH, which is another good one. A lot of them just tend to cater for KPH, but you can change that over in the back end settings. So if I was putting my foot down, you see the revs going up here, and that's that side of things done. Okay, let's go back out, let's have a little look what else we've got. Okay, so there's your app store. So this is where all your apps will go into. This is where they'll go into the background. Again, you can bring any of these over to the home page if you want. As you can see here, you've got your built-in Play Store. So this is where you download your apps from. If you're familiar with obviously an Android phone, you know your Play Store, you've already got login details to log in. Now if you've got an iPhone, doesn't matter. A lot of people just see the system being Android and think that they can't link their iPhone to it. That doesn't mean nothing. All it is, Android is just the OS, which is where you download apps to. So as opposed to if you had an Apple phone, you download from the App Store, the Apple Store. If you download from Android, it comes from the Google Play Store. So it just doesn't mean you can't use iPhones. Just get that out of your head, so it's totally fine. Okay, there's Google Maps, there's Chrome. These are all pre-installed onto the system before you get it. Another Google browser there. 1 second. Now what this is here, which I haven't got into yet, is the Android Auto. But the Android Auto's got a thing called Google Assist. So if you say that, then basically it wants to help you out. So this is why that's just started up then, because I said that I mentioned the word Google. But I think if you say "Hey Google," it comes on. No. Okay, so basically all that was is let me have a little look. Let's go into it here. Let's try this one here. So this is Android Auto app. Let me try again. Hey Google, take me to Liverpool. So there you go. That's the Google Assist showing on there. So basically this, let's show you that 1 second. So this is your Android Auto. So obviously it links with any Android phone. So if you're not familiar with Android Auto, it brings a lot of your apps over from your system, from your phone over to the system. Can't do anything like YouTube, Netflix, because the software doesn't do that, but it does anything like Spotify, any music apps, text messaging apps. Does your phone calls through it, any maps, navigation apps, stuff like that, as you can see. If you are an Apple user, it brings CarPlay over, which is basically on the same app, but it's dual use, so obviously CarPlay would be brought over, same sort of functionality and pretense. Shows you how to work that there too. So if I go back to exit, so this takes you back onto the home page of this here. It does work with the original camera. Let's have a little look, 1 second. Second, I'm not familiar with this car, to be honest with you. Select the gear. There you go. So there's the rear camera there. So obviously you can put aftermarket in. It does work with the sensors too. So obviously if you did want to put an aftermarket camera in, also it does that too. So just go back onto here. Takes you back over to there. I don't think there's much more I can show you. Let me just show you the settings app here, 1 second. So this is where obviously all the back end settings were. So obviously if you did want to set anything up here, which tends to be all relatable to cameras and unit temperature, fuel units, changing over from gallons to litres and stuff like that. You can customise the music and video app onto the home page. So that one I showed you before about working with the USB pen, you can basically put your Spotify into the home page if you wanted to. Let's go back out 1 second. Apps, music, settings, navigation, there's another one there. So any maps that you download would go into here if you wanted to put them on the home page. Audio settings, so your Android volume there, OEM volume and sound. So that's that there. Languages, okay, so pretty much German, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Dutch, Russian, French, Portuguese, Turkish, Vietnamese, Polish. You can probably put like quite a lot of other languages on there. I do know the factory can tailor for your needs, so if any of them languages are not there that you have as your native speaking, then obviously let us know and I'm sure we can put it on there for you. Okay, let's go into the Android settings. So this is just like your Wi-Fi, your app storage. This is pretty general when it comes to Android. Tend to have like a lot of systems in there. Let's have a little look. Okay, factory. Okay, so this is if you do need to go into these settings, I think it's 07, 03, 05, and that takes you into the back end settings. So sometimes you may have to change these here, which is the screen resolution, depending on what type of car it's going in, and sometimes we have to change this here. But again, if anything needs to be changed, always check in first with us, because we don't really want you to play around with that. We'll just put the mic gain up there to 20, so obviously it increases the sensitivity of the mic. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Hope you liked the video. As always, it's been a pleasure, and if you've got any questions, put them down below, and we'll put the link on all our contact details into the description.
WITSON